To the couch. My name is Pratt. Rainy Wednesday evening, and so I'm about to combine all the things that I love. Yeah, I love the rain. Not ashamed to admit it. I love books. I love this show that I hope you love too. And so hopefully it's going to be a lovely night of all things wonderful, beautiful, and amazing, hopefully. Let me first of all, before I even start, wish Petra Abba Asamoah Christian a happy birthday. Petra, I hope you are watching. And this is from all of us, the squad, myself, Benjamin, Mimi, Victor, Hilda, all of us, to you, to tell you how much we love you and how we hope you're having a great day at home, and to remind you that we are not happy, we are not partying this year on the day, but to assure you also that the party would definitely happen, honey. Have a lovely day, have a lovely year, keep being amazing, keep inspiring us, and we can't wait to have you back right here on the couch. Mwah. Okay, so let's do tonight's show. This evening we are having two different sets of conversation. We would have a first conversation that has to do, of course, with books, but an innovative idea about books. We'll have the details. He's very equipped to tell us the details himself. But then the second half of the conversation would be with Mrs. Mercy C. Ajaben. She's a communication specialist, a gender advocate, and a writer. I can't wait to meet her. And so she would be here to speak to us about this lovely teen magazine, that she's worked on, and all the great things there is about it. So let me quickly introduce my first guest for this evening. His name is Mr. Nyameche Dapa Kwabna. Hi, Kwabna.
Hi, Amma.
Kwabna happens to be the founder, Manual of Books. Yeah. Hello.
Hi.
It's nice to see you finally.
Yes, nice to see you too. Finally.
Finally.
Yeah.
Manual of Books, what is that?
So, Manual of Books is an innovative idea to promote Ghanaian authors, to promote writing, to promote reading. Sometimes when I tell people to promote Ghanaian authors, they think we do exclusively Ghanaian authors, right. But no. Right. But our main focus is with Ghanaian authors. But we sell books and we market books. Basically, that's what we do.
Right. You sell books.
And we market books.
And you market books.
Yes.
Okay. So I'm at home. You see, I'm in my house, chilled in my couch, watching the couch. I'm hearing of this. How does it work?
Okay. So this started, I think, last year when Corona hit us, and I used to work in a hotel. Okay. And Corona hit strongly. You know how hotels were affected. So I was asked to come on an indefinite leave. Ooh. So I was home and I was thinking, what can I do? What can I do to make some money? Right. And what can I do to make some impact? And I realized that everybody was locked down at home, and people were bored. People needed things to do. People couldn't go out, but people like to read books. Right. And it's not all the books that you can probably get on Amazon. So maybe it's a Ghanaian author, you cannot get it there, but you want to read that book. So how do you get that book without going out? Then the idea came. So I get the book to you at your doorstep. Just give me a call. I deliver the books to you. So that's the amazing part of it. I just deliver the books to you. You see a book, oh, I want to read this book, I want to read this book. Send me a message. I deliver the books to you.
Any book?
Any book. Any book. So just give me the book. I go to town, make sure I get that book to you. I recommend other books to you. And it started that way, and now we've moved into marketing Ghanaian authors. Now we have other campaigns. Let me not jump the gun. Let me allow you to ask.
Feel free to jump. Just keep jumping. Keep jumping that gun. So now what you do primarily is to market
Ghanaian authors' books.
Ghanaian authors.
Yes.
How do you market
Ghanaian
authors?
So I realized that we have perceptions about Ghanaian authors.
Okay.
People think Ghanaian authors are one way. Their story is always directed in one day. It's like when you start reading it, you know how it will end.
Just like the movies.
Yes.
I had to go there for you.
So they know, so like they pick a book, Ghanaian author, please, they don't want to read. And another thing is that Ghanaian authors write the book, and it's only those in their church, those at their workplace, and a few of their friends who know they have written a book. It doesn't go any further, you see. Right. And I was speaking to a couple of authors. They said they have written books. They just, after the launch, that was the best they could sell.
That's it.
That's it. And the book is lying there, and it becomes dusty, and it's not going anywhere. So what we do is, we sign a contract with you. We try to, any Ghanaian book that we have, we read it.
Right.
From cover to cover.
Right.
Try to understand the content that is in it.
Right.
So we don't just take any book. It has to be a good book to be on our platform.
Right.
So we take the book, read through it, and then we start making noise about it. We call something time with the authors. So on Instagram Live, we speak with the author, try to understand why you read the book, what kind of influence you want to make with the book, who are your target market. Then you tell people about the book so that we can mop up some interest in people to know about the book.
Right.
Then we also do book clubs. So we've done a book club for Petra's book, Django Dance.
Yes.
And we've done a book club for Barbara Kofi's book, that is In the Womb of Time.
Listen. You're just mentioning my people's names. Like, these are my peeps.
Yeah.
You're mentioning my peeps' names.
Because they are good authors. And I want people to know about them. They are amazing authors. Like, when you take the book, trust me, you're not going to know how it ends.
So when you say you formed a club for Petra and you formed a club for Baba, what does it mean?
So it means that we have a conversation with them on our platform. And then we mop up their interests. And we tell people that come and get the book. Read the book. You don't necessarily even have to read the book. Just come. Let's talk about the topical issues in these books. You can talk about issues in Petra's book. You can look at women empowerment. You can look at issues of a man now playing the background for a woman to rise. If you look at Django Dance, it has those kind of concepts in it. So what do you think about it? How do you relate to those things? When you take a book like In the Womb of Time, it talks about giving birth, it talks about pregnancy, how do men appreciate it, what do women go through? Very, very disheartening issues that you hear women go through because they're not able to give pregnant, they're not able to get pregnant. And these are issues that probably you don't even get to talk about them. And you know, recently this Rastafarian thing in schools, and now it's like everybody is being beat up to conform. Right. And when you begin to ask questions, it's like you don't respect. Why are you asking questions? You know, that kind of thing. I remember when we were in senior high school, I had the school prefect, assistant school prefect, Daniel. He was very bold. We used to call him Obama. And he would question anything that you bring up. He would question it, and they didn't like him. The teachers didn't like him because he questions. He didn't just want to conform. You know, these are issues that we talk about, and we try to, you know, think outside the box in our book clubs. Try to understand these things, because sometimes you cannot easily have these conversations, and probably people are not reading. When you are trying to have a conversation with certain kinds of people, they are always, their mindset is made up. Right. But when you come to our book club, our mindset is not made up.
So is there a book club? You guys have a book club?
Yes.
Or do you create book clubs around the books or around the personalities who authored the books?
Okay, so what we do is we have a group. So I formed a group on WhatsApp, and that is our, let me say, our core group of people. So if you're interested in joining our book clubs, you come onto that platform. Anytime we have a book club, we put it out there, then you join in. We've had bankers joining, we've had mothers joining. And in our book club, now the next thing that we're going to do is, we had a collaboration with Anyedo, that is now Ode Asante, and she writes children's books. Right. And her vision is to bring parents with children together to bond, to build and bond, basically. And we want her to teach parents how to connect with their children. Busy life, busy schedules, and getting your children bonded. Right. You know, so we are trying to also build something around that. It's also going to be in a book club, but we are talking about her books, and parents are going to learn more. And this coming Friday, we are interviewing her on our platform, That's Time with the Authors at 4:30 p.m. Instagram Live. Manual of Books, that's the channel. And we want her to tell us how she has been able to bond with her children. Because she talks about love languages of children.
Right. So how has it been so far? You started this barely a year ago.
Barely a year.
You know, how is the sales like, for instance? Because if I'm home and I'm an author, I want to know that this platform that I'm going to sign on to, or this that I'm going to try to get to market my books, knows his stuff. So how efficient are you? Let's talk numbers. Okay. So for instance, how many books are you able to sell?
So we started somewhere in August.
Right.
And then averagely we sell like 40 books a month. Averagely 40 books a month. Because when I started, I remember I have a very cool friend called Edmond. And we roam a lot. We do things together a lot.
Like a Roma. You do like a Roma.
I do, eh? You tell me how Romans look. So yeah, and on one of our trips, we met a friend, and I was like, Charlie, this is the business I want to go into. And she was like, are you serious? Who reads in Ghana?
Right.
People don't read.
Right.
And I was like, no, I think people read. It's just that we don't know the people who read. Or maybe your friends don't read. So when I started selling, I realized that if I'm able to sell like an average of 40 books a month, it's good for the start.
Right.
It's good.
It's very good.
Yeah. And you see, the thing is, it is a mixture of both the foreign and the local authors, you know. And with the local authors, we sell, but most importantly, what we want to do now is to market them.
How do you market an author?
So, you know, there is a perception that we are trying to demystify about Ghanaian authors. So we try to put you out there. Okay, so one thing that we are doing this month is a campaign called Read Nation. And in Read Nation, we are trying to encourage authors to come out. You can't have a candle and put it under a table. Nobody's going to see it. Right. So you have to put it where it can be seen.
Right.
So we are partnering with, or we are trying to go to schools, talking with the administration to give us an opportunity to talk to the students about books, talk to the students about writing. So that, you know, now students or the youth are jumping onto things like Superbet and all kinds of things, which are taking their attention, and they're just getting money, but they are not building themselves for what is yet to come. You should remember that we are in a global world, or you can say global village, right? A global village, and we are competing. Just imagine, we are competing with Chinese children, we are competing with Indian children. Where is Superbet going to put you on that? You need books. You need to learn. You need to read. You need to be good up there. Right. You know. So we are trying to tell that, give us the opportunity. Let's talk to your students. Let's show them some of these authors, what they have done. Let them learn from them. In doing that, we are now putting the authors out. People are seeing them. Like one book that I have. This book is Victims of Hope. A very interesting book. Written by Charles O. Dako.
He's a Ghanaian author.
He's a Ghanaian author. He's a Ghanaian author.
Right.
And he talks about a story of a young lady who grew up in a very typical village setting. And you know, in a typical village setting, all there is maybe go through puberty rights. After puberty rights, you should be getting married. But this girl wants more than that. Okay? She's learning harder. And then she gets the opportunity to go and study abroad. Her life, it doesn't become a bed of roses. She meets all kinds of people. She acquires an STI.
Right. And the others you have.
And the story is not, I'm just trying to say that this story is not straightforward. Do you think that hey, she comes to Ghana, has a fruitful life? There's more to it.
Right.
So people should read it. This book is by Amaloko. That's Polished Manners.
Right.
And Polished Manners talks to you about how to, we all have manners, but are they polished? You understand? You know, in Ghana, let's say a friend is coming to visit you. What is the friend? Like, they just come. It's just courteous to come with a gift. Like, people are going for weddings, they don't bring anything. Birthday parties, they don't bring anything. Like, somebody is traveling, and the perfume that the person is using is like fire. You can't even sit close to them. It's things that they have to know. And this is in the womb of time.
Yes, this is Baba Kofi's book. This is a book we reviewed here some time ago, viewers. If you remember, we reviewed this book.
You reviewed this book.
Yes,
it's amazing.
Baba Kofi.
It's amazing.
Yes, we did it with a squad. I remember very well.
I see. Lovely,
I was
lovely.
actually there for the book launch.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes.
Wow. It's an amazing book. And I think, you know, when we talk about pregnancy, you think that it's only for the ladies. But men should also read
this is a
this
really
book.
good book.
Yeah.
I've read this
for them
book.
to
It's a very
appreciate
good book.
what women go through. And this one, Give Birth.
Right.
This is by a young doctor called Dr. Ifia Poma Ajinsam.
Right.
And she is a doctor, but she owns businesses. She's less than 30 years, but she owns businesses. How was she able to do that? She shares insights in this book.
Right.
This book is Confessions of an African Christian
Interesting.
by Nanama Bachman.
Okay.
So she talks about the journey of a Christian, an African Christian,
Okay.
what she had to go through to be
These
accepted.
are very interesting. Do you have more?
Yes.
Let's go through them quickly.
And this one
Because we have an announcement to make. Wow.
is books by, what's her name? Anyedo.
Right.
Now they are Santi. She has,
Last first day at school.
yes.
Interesting.
And she has this one, the Spider Twins and the Digital Divide.
I love the artwork.
Yeah.
In
It's
them.
amazing. You know how you see the
Colourful
print
and
is
nice.
nice and all of that. And it takes notes of our African setting, our Ghanaian setting. So you read this book and your child doesn't feel like she's dark, so she's not accepted.
She's not reading about winter and
No,
summer and
no.
things
If you are in Ghana,
that she
it's
can't
dry
identify
season.
with.
It's dry season and wet season. You know, a story. Something happened. A lady's daughter told her mom that she doesn't feel okay being black. She
Dear
doesn't
Lord,
feel
that's so sad.
she doesn't feel accepted. Why? Because of what she has been watching. Everything she sees around her is white. Everything she sees on TV is white.
Right.
So maybe she's not accepted. She's not right. And this is fruities. This one is for nannies, mothers. They can read it to their children.
Oh, I love this.
Yeah. It takes notes of African setting and all
My
of
name
that.
is Mpwa.
Come again?
My name is Mpwa the banana.
Impwa. We don't have Franklin and
My
Johnson.
name is Mpwa the banana. That's
And-
lovely.
Yeah, and when you buy a book from us, we give you this one. It's a bookmark.
Right.
So I'm giving you this.
Thank you very much.
Yes, and
That's a
behind it,
bookmarker.
yes. I also
MC
do.
Papa.
Yes, I also
You're
do
not easy,
corporate
oh.
MC.
You're not easy crime, see that part. Right. So
Yeah.
let me give these back.
But not all.
Not all.
So give
Okay.
me this, and I'll give you this because I want you to read this book.
Which one?
This one. This
This
one is a
one.
novel
Okay.
because I think you love novels.
I do love novels.
So when you read that book, we can even review it for people to
Yes. Thank
enjoy
you.
what is in it.
Thank you. I
Yeah.
will read it. But I'll speak to you about the children's book too, because I'm interested in that one. You know why?
Tell me.
For that little tyrant that's still running around here. So I will read this book that I've just been gifted, Victims of Hope.
Yeah.
Hopefully we'll come back and review this book right here on this show. Thank you.
Welcome.
Okay.
Welcome, Mama.
So if somebody is listening to you now and is interested in working with you, how
Yeah.
would the person reach you?
So if you're interested in working with us, you can just call our numbers. So
What's the number?
Our number is 0543 422 107. I'll take it again.
Take it again.
0543 422 107.
Right.
Or you can just look for us on Instagram and Facebook. Send us a message at Manor of Books. So it's MANOROFBKS. So at MANOROFBKS. Find us there, send us a message. Let's look at your books. Let's talk about it. And then we will send it out. Because one of the big things that we want to do is one day have a stand at one of the malls and do book signings.
Right.
Have people come around for their authors to sign their book. That Ghanaian authors now become very much appreciated. So that we know that
Because we don't appreciate them enough.
we
really.
don't.
That reminds me, you don't have Petra's book. How come?
I have Petra's book.
You just didn't bring it.
I just didn't bring
Because
it.
you know that I already have it. Hey.
I just didn't bring it.
Right. You are developing an app. Let's talk about that before you run away from here.
Okay. So we are working on developing an app, which will be an app where Ghanaian authors can upload their books.
Right.
So that is to encourage writing. So blogging can be there, load up a book, people can buy like a miniature of Amazon
Right.
for African setting.
Ooh.
and we want to grow it from there. I'm saying a miniature. Somebody will say, no, you should say that's something equal to Amazon or something. Yeah, you know, but let's start from somewhere.
Right.
Let's start from somewhere.
Right.
Let's start. So that's where we want to start from. We want to grow that platform so that children, I mean, young people, youth, elderly people. You know, when my father now is a pensioner, and I realize that sometimes when you become a pensioner, you have so much time. What are you doing with your time?
Right.
They have so many experiences. So if they could just take their phone and he could write about how he got his first employment, how he met his first boy, how he met his wife, what happened.
You know, how I met your mother.
I know, right? So they could just write that and post it out there for people to be enlightened, impacted.
We don't write.
We don't.
We don't write.
We don't. And Manual of Books is here to change that narrative.
I'm happy to hear that.
Yeah.
I'm happy to hear that, Kwabena. Yeah. Good stuff.
Thank you.
Great
Thank you,
initiative.
Thank you.
Anybody that does anything that moves us towards us reading more, I love.
Super.
I love.
Then you are my friend.
Yes, absolutely. We are friends. There we go. There we go. Because we have to read and we have to write also. So I also have a gift for you.
Wow.
And my gift for you is from Sparks. Sparks juice drink. Sparks Sobolo. You know, so that's yours. This is mine.
Yeah.
Just so you know that you can't have it all. You can just have yours and have mine.
Super.
So thank you so much for coming.
Thank you too
and
for having me.
I was hoping that we you know, this is the announcements I was talking about, that we could have some sort of collaboration.
Okay.
Where you give us the books and the authors, and you also help them market themselves. It's not a problem at all.
Super.
Right.
Super. So anything to put the authors out there, we're going to do it.
Let's put them out there. Right.
Yeah.
Great. Yeah. Great. So nice. Always nice and sweet.
Yeah, so I think before I go, maybe my last words.
Absolutely, go ahead.
Yes, so I just want to tell viewers of Pan-African TV that Africans can do it. Right. Okay, we shouldn't think less of ourselves. Okay, but we need to start from somewhere. Okay, some will start, some will fail, some will start, some will do well. Let's encourage people when they are doing it. And saying that, on Friday we'll be hosting Now Ode Asante, who is the author of the children books, and she'll be talking about love languages of children and how parents can bond with children in these busy times. And I think every parent should join and come and learn, because she talks about how she was able to relate with her children, and she gives us practical examples.
Information is always great.
And then we have something that we are calling spiritpreneurship.
Okay.
Running business with divine wisdom.
Right.
And we'll be having that one on Sunday, Instagram Live, and that one will be with Dr. Poma, and she'll be sharing divine principles on how she started her business, and she has over 4 thriving businesses under the age of 30. How did she do it? Join us
on Sunday.
Yes.
Good stuff, Kwabena. Good stuff, Kwabena. So we have been talking to Mr. Nyamiche Dapa Kwabena. He happens to be the founder of Manual of Books. Thank you so much for making time.
Thank you.
Hopefully we'll be seeing more of you, more of your books, more of your authors on the show. Right. So viewers, will take a quick commercial break. Don't go anywhere. When we come back, we are going to be talking about this teen magazine and all the wonderful things about, you know, teenagers and this magazine that you need for your teenagers. Stay with us. Stay with us.
Every day, he has a drink filled with malt. Every day, he has a drink filled with malt and milk. Every day, he has a drink filled with malt, milk, and cocoa. Every day, he needs the nutritious goodness of Milo. Milo, the energy to go further. This advert is FDA approved. Every day, he looks after his brother and chases a bus. Every day he looks after his brother, chases a bus, and learns new things. Every day he looks after his brother, chases a bus, learns new things, and gets back home. Every day he looks after his brother, chases a bus, learns new things, gets back home, and helps his mom. Phew. That's why every day he needs his cup of Milo filled with the nutritious goodness of malt, milk, and cocoa. Milo, the energy to go further.
From Nestle.
This advert is FDA approved.
whatever the occasion, with ATL, you can never be out of style. ATL, bringing fabric to life.
It's incredible! Bang on target!
Welcome back from the break. Yes, my guest has joined me. My next guest, has joined me. She is Mrs. Mercy Catherine Ajabin. It's a great pleasure to meet you.
Pleasure to meet you too,
We
Amma.
have met, actually.
Oh, we have?
Yes, we have. At a number of different places and engagements. We've actually spoken before. I've even taken a picture for you before.
Oh, my goodness.
But I'm not sure that you remember. You see,
I won't doubt. I won't doubt you because... oh, it's me.
I know it's you.
You don't even have to give any more descriptions. It's me. Where was this?
And you came to me and you said to me, can you take a picture for me, please?
Oh, wow.
And I was a photographer for the day.
Oh, look at that. Which event was this?
I'll tell you after the show. But it's great to meet like this. It's
great
to meet like this. This magazine was recommended to me highly by you know who?
Harriet.
So Harriet.
Hi, Harriet.
Hi, Harriet.
Hi, in Kigali.
She's back.
Oh, she's back. Okay.
She brought me a lovely gift.
Oh.
Thank you, Harriet. So Harriet walks into the office one day and she's like,
I know.
Okay.
I know.
So tell me about this. Tell me about this magazine.
Okay, so on my Discovery Teen magazine, it's a production put together specifically for our adolescents or our teens between 10 and 19 years, because at that stage or at this stage of development, they're going through changes, body changes, mental changes, psychological, emotional, and sometimes they are actually in a turmoil. And because of the transition, it's difficult for them to, first of all, understand or figure out what is happening. I mean, yesterday he was in diapers. Today he has beard, or he has a deep voice, or she has breasts, and they don't understand. And that particular stage is also associated with so many things. There's a lot of demand on you. Parents expect you to do certain things. Friends expect you. And you yourself, you're also searching. It's a stage where they're looking for identity, where serious decisions pertaining to sexual orientation and sexuality have to be taken. And so you need to get a lot of information. But a lot of them, our adolescents today, do not have that information. Because back in the days when we were growing, there was a lot of parental care and supervision, if you like. But now many parents are all working parents, leaving home early, coming late. Sometimes even the time, and the school system has also changed, so the contact hours for your children is difficult. So this is to help the adolescents be informed about the changes they're going through, get informed about some of the associated challenges and how to handle them. I mean, people have been adolescents before, they made it. So how can they also make it? So basically that's what the Discovery Teen magazine is about.
And you are the perfect person to write this book because you have years of experience as a teacher.
Exactly.
As a teacher. So correct me, I'm guessing perhaps, you know, chronicling all of the great stuff that you gathered from all of these students.
Exactly.
For the year.
Exactly. Plus, even though I'm no longer in the classroom, I still do a lot of things with them, meeting them, talking to them in church, outside church, and I do a lot of mentoring too. I mean, in all the careers that I found myself, from media to classroom and development area, you're still mentoring people, and you can see the gap. Plus, now that we have a lot of ICT development, they even have access to the information before you, the parents, know. And so if you do not, so there's a section about parenting adolescents, what parents need to know about what is happening to them, how they feel about issues, because these are children who think that you didn't knock when you were coming to the bathroom, or you didn't knock when you were coming to my room. You're invading my privacy. And parents are like, what? Hello? I mean, just yesterday I was changing your diapers, but that was yesterday. Today she has breasts. About privacy. So exactly that. And it's also some of the experiences from dealing with parents who have children who also are adolescents or are growing. So it's a whole package. It's a whole package, and it has everything from dating to health to entertainment. Everything. There's everything in here. We even have something on civics, and at the time we relaunched, we were going into the election, and so we got renowned Stephen Auntie to write about first-time voters, and some of those who were first-time voters tell me that they really enjoy the information because first time voters. Forgive me, Stephen. so Steve, wherever you are, we're talking about you. Right. It's a lot. I'm trying to find it. There's a whole section with Gifty Auntie. That's the husband, actually. Nana. It's under the cultural aspect, where we were looking at culture as a tool for development. Right. So it's on page 32. Page 32. Culture, a tool for development and identity. And anybody who knows Nana Nsakwao knows that he is a cosmopolitan chief, a chief who is stylish, who is modern, hip. Yeah, he has swag. So this and he has a certain mindset about young people. He also believes with us that young people have to be empowered, they have to be educated, and they have to be helped to know when to do what. Because once you are empowered, you have the right information, you make the informed choices, and you will not end on the other side of the rope. So that is why he's featured there. And you see all these people because unlike other magazines, Discovery Teen magazine does not take stories from young people to publish. What we do is we provide research-based information about the changes or the challenges adolescents face. And so we pick the issue, we have our own information, but we also contact experts to have their expert opinion. And so if, for example, you look at the segment on what the experts say, so there is information about what is adolescence.
Right.
And so that is explained that there's a process where they're growing, experiencing all those changes.
Right. I would let us get into, the specific issues that come up. I wanted us to do sort of like a small house cleaning, and then we get into the... So I understand from what you're saying that the inspiration is to help teenagers, unless there's more you want to add. What's the inspiration for Teen Mag?
Basically, that's it, because like I said, when we were growing up, we had a lot of information, a lot of guidance, and so, frankly, I do not recollect any serious issue I had as an adolescent, because there was help. People spoke to you. There was Girls Brigade, there was Girls Guide, there was a community center or neighborhood center, there was a library where we could go read. It was a competition that I've read this book. Have you read it? The Famous Five and this one? But the adolescents of today, they don't have that. And now, because of our individualistic lifestyle, you can't so much, as it were, poke your nose into somebody's child's life, unless perhaps you are teaching them either at Sunday school or in school. Even that, life is changing in a certain way, and so you interact with them, and they have so many questions. They haven't been able to speak to their parents. A lot of them are not, because no, I don't want them to think that I'm a bad boy or a bad girl. They have a lot of questions, questions about what is happening. In fact, just last Saturday, we had our maiden Discovery Teen Chat, which is engaging adolescents, and we also brought in experts to talk about issues. We had about 7 resource persons, lawyers, doctors. Steve Enti was there as a media professional, a communication professional, and the children asked questions, and we provided them sheets of paper, those who do not want to. And one question that it looks, I mean, this is not important, but she says she has insecurities because her friends tease her that she's big. And somebody will say, I mean, this is nothing, but this is everything.
To a teenager.
It's everything.
Covering herself.
Herself, her identity. And this is the stage they want validation. They want acceptance, people to accept them. And so if her friends are not playing with her or talking to her or allowing her to be in the group because they think that, oh, she's bulky, she's too big, it worries her. It's a big issue. And if you do not talk about it, help her to know that, listen, there's nothing wrong being big. We are different. When I was growing up and people used to say, you are short, I was helped to tell them that I'm not short, I'm cute. And so that's how I grew up. So if you say, oh, you're too short, I say, you're also too tall. Who needs such a height? So that's what I'm saying, that's how we got around. So she needs to be helped to understand that, listen, this is you. You are not fat, you are chubby. And chubby means you are big in a very pleasant way. So just that word to her, to let her know that that's you. And there's so many things you can do, as long as it is healthy. So by tomorrow, I'm going to be calling her because she left her number. Wow. So that tells you that we told them that you can write without any, but if she has left her number on her question sheet, it's really something that is bugging her.
I'm happy that you're able to reach her. Who knows?
And so you can imagine, and these things, she can be depressed about it. She can do all sorts of things. Some people can even end up committing suicide. And the things that make adolescent commit suicide, I mean, recently we heard in the news an adolescent who committed suicide because she didn't get a placement in the school she wanted. And somebody will say that, what is it? But it's a big deal for them.
I remember being a teenager, and I remember all the time somebody said to me about what is the issue here and how then it was
big, and somebody thinks that is not big. Yes. So we need to be there to listen to what we think is their chaff, or it's what's this? But we need to be there. But there's a situation where we are busy running up and down, and so it's. Right. That's the motivation.
Magazine. I love the motivation behind it. So, I mean, there are contributors. Want to talk to us about the contributors? You know.
Yes, Steve NT, a major contributor.
Right.
And back in the day when we first launched in 2015. We interviewed Dr. now Professor Angela Oforiata, because she's a clinical psychologist, and at the time she had adolescent boys herself, so she used her experience as a clinical psychologist and an adolescent mother to tell us what the whole process is, and that when they are asking questions, they're not being defiant or disobedient. They are exploring. They need to know. They need to know. But this is a situation where now we speak to them about things, but then in our context, we don't even use the reproductive names of the reproductive organs. We don't call a penis a penis. We don't call a vagina a vagina. We call it your wee-wee.
So now?
We call it your wee-wee. And so no wonder there is also abuse, because what is my wee-wee?
The saddest story I heard about that, and I think I've said it on this show before, was when apparently a 4-year-old kept telling her teacher about how somebody was touching her toffee or something like that. For the longest time, was taking her biscuits, something like that. And the teacher never understood, like, okay, somebody took your biscuits and hey, it's okay. Until the teacher got to know when she said her biscuit, this is what she meant by her biscuit. And by that time,
it was too late.
For about a year.
It was too late.
So if only the child could have called it by its name.
And then we don't talk about even the development. There are a lot of them who will tell you that, well, my friends spoke to me about how to handle either my menstruation, and the problem or the challenge we have is we pay attention to adolescent girls. We let them know when you see your breast, when you are developing, when you are this, your hips widen, then you're going to menstruate. When you menstruate and you have sex with anybody, you're going to be getting pregnant. So they are aware. What about the boys? They do not know about the wet dreams. Some of them do not know. They don't understand. They don't know what to do when they wake up in the morning and they are having an erection. What do? We just assume or expect them to know. How will they know? They wouldn't know. And so this is what Discovery Teen Magazine does. And then our teen chat, which we have started, that is a forum. So we talk about everything and anything, and then we allow them to ask questions. Those who cannot ask the questions, you write it. And we let you know from the beginning that asking a question doesn't mean that you're a bad boy or girl, or it is for you. Some will say, okay, ask for a friend. So a certain friend of mine, just that joke, so they will be able to
tell us all your friends.
Tell us all the problems that your friends have.
I love it. So if I want it, and I need to get this permission out before I come back to the details. If I want a copy of this magazine, how can I get it?
So for now, we have copies at the Christ the King bookshop at the Christ the King parish, just opposite the Jubilee House.
Okay.
Jubilee House. And then we also have copies at the MSIMS at Osu.
Okay.
And the Dominion Bookshop at the Victory Bible Church premises. Yes. Okay. That's where we held the maiden edition of the Discovery. That's my church as well.
Great.
That's my sanctuary. Dominion headquarters.
Okay. Second question: if I want to join the group, this group that you have that sounds amazing, that I want every teenager to join, how do I do that?
Now we have been encouraged or advised to form a group for them.
Right.
So those people in this group I talked about are people that are close to Discovery Teen, so we more or less know them. But we are going to be expanding the group. So if you send us, we are on Facebook actually as Discovery Teen Magazine, and then my own Facebook page as well. So if you send us a message there, we can add you to the group.
How many
because
or you have
that's the pressure that is coming
what's
in.
happening here?
Oh, okay. So this is my other book. Understanding English Literature.
Okay.
And so this is we donated copies to schools. So this is St. Thomas Aquinas school.
Right.
So they stood by the statue.
Right.
And then we also went to Armed Forces Senior High School.
Right.
I know that by now you can see that I'm just obsessed with adolescents.
Yes.
So everything is adolescents. So that's the Understanding English Literature book to help them with the English and the grammar, because English is taking a nosedive.
Right.
So this is donation to Wesley Girls High School.
Right.
And these are, Discovery Teen Chart that we had on Saturday. These are some of the adolescents that were present or they participated. They came from different places. A lot of these are from the Apostolic Church, some from other schools. So, yes, this is from the session where we had lawyer Deborah Akins and Stephen T. speaking.
Right.
And these are adolescents who volunteered. So we also encourage them. You know, initially they would look shy, but when you interact with them and you speak their language, you the bab, then they know that this is not an adult that is too some way. That's how they would describe you. But this is an adult that understands, knows what's up. That's it. So then they open up. So basically, that's the engagement with them, and it's encouraging. Oh, that's AC Yanka at the relaunch of the Teen Mag. AC Yanka is one of my sweethearts.
Right.
And these are students from. So the relaunch, our special guest was DJ Swish.
Oh, right. And she's the one in
yes. And people ask why she was a special guest. I mean, this has to do with adolescents. Why bring an old person to speak to them? You need to get into their world. So somebody who knows what it is to be an adolescent. And we all know that DJ Switch from talented kids. So she has to manage her education and her talent.
Right.
So it was important for her to come address them, and it was exciting.
Right. Okay, so this is the book you are talking about, Understanding
English Literature.
Understanding English Literature. Do you know how I'm forcing?
No.
I had this when I was a teenager. Right? It's so helpful because literature is so
technical.
So any help you can get,
yeah,
why not?
I know.
Why not?
I know.
So good stuff. Let me get into it and see. Sorry that I'm digressing, but forgive me. Just a little something. So right. The elements. Right. Perfect. Everything. And summed up so nicely. Language and style. Perfect.
And you know that we now have a literature component for the core English paper.
I didn't know that.
Yes, we do. It's been on for a while. In fact, even while I was still teaching, as far back as 2005, about all those years, we had a literature component for the core English paper, and that's a big wahala for the non-literature students because they're being tested on literature.
Perhaps I took it for granted.
Yes,
because
you probably were an
student.
Then that's why. But those who are non-literature students, they struggle. So this understanding literature, yes, it's helpful for those who are doing elective literature, but the objective was for the literature component of the core English. So it's for everybody who does English language, and even outside the WASI or JHS system, anybody who deals with those who are into journalism, because it tells you the basics, why you are using this descriptive, whatever, all those basics. But a lot of people do not like literature because they think that it's difficult. And why wouldn't it be difficult? We teach it some way, but you need to break it down for them to understand and love it. I love poetry, but a lot of people don't like poetry because they're like, something you read and you don't understand. What is this?
And I have to not make my understanding of what you have written.
And then you mark me based on your understanding that I do not know. It's because the guidelines are sometimes they are turned upside down. Yeah, so and that's why we went donating to those schools.
Right. Amazing stuff. So your specialty is teens, helping teens.
Yes, that's my passion.
That's amazing.
Women and children, but teens is my passion because you see, we keep saying that they are the future. I am what I am in my current life because I had a positive influence during my teen years. I was raised to be very confident, raised to have a mind of my own, be assertive, speak my mind, irrespective of who. So if it's red, it's red. And I was raised to ask questions. So you don't tell me, sit down, don't ask, it won't work. That's not how I was raised. But you meet, and the socialization is when you are talking or when you are asking questions, especially if you are a girl and you are vocal. You are not assertive, you are arrogant. Yeah. If you are intelligent, you are a witch. And so it makes a lot of the girls cow. That's not how I was raised. I mean, I was competing with boys. If I can get 80% and you get 70%. Hello.
Well, hello.
Hello. So that's it. And I got shocked, you know, when I got outside of my environment and I had to just keep quiet and take everything that I am told. So I asked, so when can I ask a question? This was when I went to Form 1. When can I ask a question? You can't ask a question. I was like, hey. Okay, so please, why? I was like, hey, who is this little tiny human being who is just...
Especially when you're small. What can I relate?
It's like, who is this tiny human being? And in our jurisdiction, a child is virtually invisible. Yeah. I mean, go to a restaurant, there's no specification for children. You need to buy the same plate as an adult. Sometimes there are no high chairs, and let children be in a queue. All the adults will come past and I see it and I'm like, excuse me, please wait, you came to me. Oh, now I am so it's, and then you see children being bullied bullied and other things. So the few who are a little vocal bully other adolescents because a child is seen and not heard. You don't have an opinion. You don't have a view. And that is why most of our talented children, they cannot excel, but they change their environment and you're surprised at them. The same child. And so sometimes parents live with their children, especially the adolescent children, and they don't know them because at home you just have to. I have adolescents myself, and sometimes I'm like, hey, yes, you're taller than me, but I am your mother. I said, but mommy, this is. I said, okay. So, mom, do you? I said, yes, yes. What? That's it. But that's until we encourage them to be themselves and guide them, we won't see the good in them.
You see, especially now more than ever, this is perhaps a conversation that we all need to have. You know, with all those Achimota Rastafarian issue raging.
Don't go there.
I know. So perhaps this is a time for us to be having these kind of conversations that seek to encourage individuality of our children, so they can be anything they want to be. And we tell them that it's okay to be yourself. You don't have to shrink or conform or contort to be accepted. I think it's so important.
It's very critical. It's very critical. Helping them to develop positively, because eventually society is going to benefit. Because what we actually have to do is to encourage them to positively develop their talents so that they can be of use to themselves, the environment, and then the whole country or nation. I mean, look at us. We are 64, but we still have a lot to do, and we need to invest in our young people.
Absolutely. Let's get into the book. Let's enter the book. Right. So I'm going to skip a lot of pages, not because they are not important.
No worries.
Great. I don't want to give all of it away. I don't want to. So parenting adolescents, I think you've spoken extensively about that. So we can move ahead. Move along. Let's update it.
Hey, that's what they all want to hear.
Yes, let's update.
That's all they want to hear. When you meet them, they want to.
So I'm going to ask you the questions in the book. I mean,
please ask.
Let's when is the right time to date?
When you are ready to get married.
Hey.
Yeah, so we tell them.
Hip.
Yeah. No, you see, so that is group dating, just making friends, but dating.
Are you surprised?
Dating, however you look at it.
You're ready to get married.
Yes.
Please, you know when I got married.
That's it. Because you see, when adolescents date, they lock themselves up. I don't want to I don't want to offend anybody's emotion, but we heard about an Obuasi wedding.
Right.
And it became the talk of town. Okay, so the individual at a certain point in time knew that he could relate to somebody. Now he gets to a certain point and then my class has changed.
Right.
So for adolescent, at that stage, it's only infatuation. I mean, your hormones and your emotions, they are now developing, raging, everything, and you are now getting beard, so you're excited, your shoulders are widening, and it becomes worse when you are in the basketball team, or you are in the football team, or you are one of the cheerleaders as a girl. So it's like all the attention is on you. And for those who are perfect, hey, you have no idea. They're not perfect because they are 7. They're perfect because of their tech. There's a lot of ate that comes as a prefect, so they're walking about and all that, and just especially those in the boys' schools. Now you don't even need to be in a mixed school because of the SRC. So you go there for hey, don't try it. So people see you, so you are hip, and then so you see somebody. But you're not ready because you see her, and then today you leave. I mean, you leave JHS. You go to SS. From SS, you go into the university and other things. You are seeing other people. So, hey, this girl, she was coming to school, she was braiding her hair with all the ribbons. So when you saw the red, yellow, green, all those things, you were so excited. You were always wearing socks. Now you're not wearing any white socks. You're not wearing any ribbons. Everything. And you're like, hey, what was I seeing?
Right.
So she calls you now, oh, I'm busy. My mom wants me to. You are not busy. You are now beginning to understand that what I felt for her, Charlie, it was something.
Matricle.
No, it's matricle. So now you are getting serious. It's not all that everyday ice cream. You are getting serious. You are thinking.
I totally agree with you, actually. I do.
We encourage is it the group dating where you are all having fun, you have a lot of friends, so you are not stuck to anybody where you are talking to another person and hey, your girl is so upset, angry. Who are you talking to? Hey, Charlie, I beg.
You know my attitude, and this is an attitude I had even as a teenager. My attitude was, what is the point? Because I was wondering why you be dating as a teenager. So I'm in secondary school, I have a boyfriend. So that's what? For what? To do
it
what?
Is to chat. The boyfriend in secondary school is for chatting, so that when you meet friends, you are not lonely. That's all. So you are talking, you are hanging around. If you have a phone, all the better. You're just holding the phone, and you are, now that we have WhatsApp and Instagram and all that, they're just chatting. Right. But if you talk about real dating, where you are preparing to be engaged, marry, give birth to children, hey, he is enjoying his single life, enjoying mommy's food, and then he should now go and marry and no. Right. So it's like, oh, he's not ready to settle. You yourself, you're also not ready. Right. It's pointless. You're just searching, looking around. So
it is pointless. So I think that one question answers all the other questions that I have. It's just a group dating thing that makes me. What is group dating?
It's just like,
I have 3 boyfriends.
No, it's like a bunch of, when they are completing school, we take them onto excursion. Because dating is basically spending time hanging out. So you are hanging out with friends positively, doing productive things, but not hanging out alone in some corner. You will definitely be tempted to be rubbing. It starts with holding hands. Then you are just hugging, and it's just a peck on the cheek. The next also, give me a peck here. Let me see how it's. Be my first kiss. Before you are going down there and marry, just lying by each other without wearing clothes. What business do you have lying by each other?
Is somebody dying of?
Nobody's dying. Nobody's feeling cold. If you're feeling cold, hey, get what? No, now they wear a hoodie. They call it a hoodie. Yeah. Hoodie, pull it down. If you are getting cold, wear a hoodie and then be jogging around. But they don't know. So we need to let them know that these are it's a trend. You start one thing leads to the other. Already there are changes in your body. The secondary sexual characteristics have changed. So you just feel like, I need to have sex, and then friends will also be teasing, oh, so you're still a virgin? Nah, you're boring. What are you waiting for? Who's going to give you an award? And
and stuff like that. I love the helpful tips for parents bits. Green. Towards the end. I love it. I think that it's important. I think that sometimes even parents don't have all the answers.
No, they don't.
Recently, again, here on the show, we're having one conversation. I said to Petra, Mimi, and Hilda, I think that now, on hindsight, I look back and I think about my mother, and I realized that, my goodness, she was just me.
Yeah.
And I don't have all the answers. So why do I expect her to have had all the answers then?
Yeah.
So I think that parents also need.
They do. They really do.
But sometimes you don't know what.
They're lost. And we tend to see adolescents as a stage of development. No, it's a process. It's a process. Some start adolescent early, others start late, and then they catch up. Others is way delayed. And I feel for parents, because especially if you are a parent who has a child living with any disability, and so we have adolescents living with disability in here. Already the child is going through changes as an adolescent. and then the child happens to have one disability or another, it's a whole challenge. And so parents should encourage and comfort themselves with the fact that it's a process. Right. I mean, even me talking and dealing with adolescents, you should see me sometimes arguing with one of my adolescents. I'm like, no, this is a mommy, no. And I said, okay, so what? He said, nah. So I was saying that, I said, no, that is not how to put it. He said, mommy, you are not listening. I'm like, what do you mean by I'm not listening? I'm listening all this while. Right. So it's a process. No one person has all the answers. And I have 3 adolescents. Amma, they are all different. Wow. They are all completely different. And so you cannot use the same measure and yardstick for one for the other. I mean, others, some are so comforting. They understand. Right. They understand you, especially girls. Yeah. I mean, boys are adventurous. Right. They are adventurous. That's their make. Right. That's their makeup, and there's really nothing you can do about it. That's how they were created. The male was created differently, but boys of today are adventurous and curious. I mean, they can take your own phone and lock you out of the phone. Can you imagine?
Oh, I can.
and I want to use my own phone. Oh, mommy, please. I said, give me my phone. I'm doing something. I said, hey, this is my phone. Okay, please. He gives it back to you, and you can't use it because he's doing something that he hasn't finished. Yeah. But the girls or the girl will be, oh, can I use? Okay, okay. So when you finish, oh, you haven't finished. You too. They'll be nagging you too. Yeah, so it's that soft touch is there. Right. So I can feel for parents.
I want us to look at. Yes, I'm checking the time. My goodness, right. I want us to look at etiquette, and then I want us to look at fashion as well. You know, for the teenager. Because let's skip straight to fashion.
Fashion.
First, just briefly.
Hey, the teen swag. Don't try. The teen swag is something else. He has some shouting colors because that is what is the do. You see these new socks.
That is what is the do.
It's the do. These new socks that. It's nice, it's colorful. Right. Initially, they were all excited about it. Yes, they were all excited about it, and then for some strange reason, I think it's a matter of one person saying something, then all of them, they just troop to one side. They dog everything, right. And the hairstyle. Right. They want to have this hairstyle, this way, this style, what, as long as it's decent. I mean, let's encourage innovation. Right. And decency. That's what I keep saying and I keep telling people. Right. Decency. So as long as the hairstyle is decent, right. It's because of our prejudice. You know, we have put certain people in certain cages that if you have this hairstyle, it means that you smoke. If you have this hairstyle, it means that you do. So somebody has a particular hairstyle and so... And Mrs. Ijabi, you think that is okay. Hey, you who I know to be a church person, in fact, you're a lady pastor, and you think that, hey, let them be. I mean, horrible life. As long as it's decent, right. As long as the dress is not exposing her whole body, right. But it's nice. Let them be. Let them be. Let's encourage them. A lot of them are artistic. Right. A lot of them are artistic, and they try to express it either in fashion. So let's help them to blend colors, to blend fabrics. I mean, you cannot wear shiny whatever, broad daylight, the sun is so high and chale, what dressy. So let's help them with it. But as long as, that's my point, as long as it's decent, it's not, I mean, some of them will just wear shorts and then show their box. I mean, that's underpants. Yeah. So the decent guy with a swag doesn't want somebody to see what is down there, guy. So
keep it under.
We keep it under. That's why it's underwear. If we explain it that way to them and let them know that it doesn't matter how much clothing you have, if you haven't bathed, if you haven't washed down, because Charlie, at this stage you are sweaty, your sweat glands are very vibrant, so Charlie, bath and don't let the scent baby. It's like we call it presence.
Right.
If you are not keeping the body clean and you are smelling, the term we use is presence. Charlie, there's some presence here, some negative presence. It's making people sneeze. Then they understand that my.
We don't like
but
this kind of
we don't
presence.
like this negative presence. So fashion is not fashion if it is all the swag on a dirty body. That one.
Wow.
You know the bee.
I love it. Unfortunately, our time is up. Let me read a few of the messages that have come in. Obiba Kobi says, good evening, my number one station. Hey. Anas Hamzat Asadullah says, good evening, Amma. These days we are lazy in reading. We are not like the likes of Chachu Chikata. Let's get to reading, to polish up the English language. I agree with you 100%. And hello to you. John K. Etiamwa says, Mommy MCA on point always. And he's giving you,
Thanks, John.
all the claps. And of course, there's Victor Tepete too on my watch.
Hey, Victor.
I'm sure he's watching you, because even before that, she's like, when are you guys coming on? I can't wait to see Auntie Messi.
Hello, Victor.
Right. So our time is up. We have to go now. But just so you remind all of us, if I want any of these books, where can I go to get them? Understanding English Literature, and of course the Discovery Team magazine.
If you go to the Christ the King bookshop at the Christ the King Parish, Father Campbell's home, you get copies. If you go to M. Sims, Mabel Simpson, I mean our own M. Sim who does these bags and the version, so you get copies there. And then the Dominion bookshop at the Victory Bible Church. Yeah, you get copies.
Right.
You get copies there.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Amma. Thank you so much.
And please keep writing. And any book you write, just come and sit down and then.
I will.
Write, come and sit down.
I will.
Let that be the order. Write and sit down.
I will.
This is from
Thank you.
It's a Sobolo. You should have been drinking, but don't worry, you take it with you. I'll get your lady some too. Sparks juice drink. So this is passion fruit. This is mango.
Oh,
so she has different fruit flavors that she uses to make her so very lovely. Let me also say thank you to Lady Chi for my makeup, and of course to ATL Fabrics. Like I keep saying, sometimes you can just accessorize. But our fashion and being colorful and all of that. So yes, I'm accessorizing nicely with ATL Fabrics. Thank you for watching. Thank you.
Thank you, Amma. And thank you, Harriet, for all the worries and kisses to you, Harriet. We love you.
And of course to all the producers, to you, Maud, to Aziz that I'm not loving right now. But you take some to TJ, Edem, all of you, the whole crew said cheers. Thank you for watching. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye.
Every day, he has a drink filled with malt. Every day, he has a drink filled with malt and milk. Every day, he has a drink filled with malt, milk, and cocoa. Every day, he needs the nutritious goodness of Milo. Milo, the energy to go further. This advert is FDA approved. Every day, he looks after his brother and chases a bus. Every day he looks after his brother, chases a bus, and learns new things. Every day he looks after his brother, chases a bus, learns new things, and gets back home. Every day he looks after his brother, chases a bus, learns new things, gets back home, and helps his mom. Phew. That's why every day he needs his cup of Milo filled with the nutritious goodness of malt, milk, and cocoa. Milo, the energy to go further.
From Nestle.
This advert is FDA approved.
Be African.